Hello, hello. I'm gonna let some of you guys get in. So, a lot has happened, is happening. I know you guys have a lot of questions for me about my recent move to Panamá City, Panama, not Florida. I am in the country, Panama. Also, the Feminine and Fit Challenge is. Yep, I'm out of here. Wait, so y'all, there's a question box on here. I don't know if I have to put it up. Put the questions in there because I don't want to miss you guys' questions. But yeah, so I moved to Panama. As you guys know, I'm still pushing the Feminine and Fit movement. Being here is allowing me to literally live the Feminine and Fit movement. I'm sure some of you guys may know, a lot of times when you go out of the country, the women tend to be more feminine and fit here in Panama. Like the majority is fit, the majority is feminine and fit for the women. But the challenge starts next Wednesday as well. So the Feminine and Fit Challenge starts next Wednesday. You guys can register for that using the link in my bio. And we get into a lot of stuff. So there's a fitness portion of the challenge as well as the femininity portion of the challenge. I think both of those are needed. And being a feminine and fit woman has literally changed my life. So I'm looking to help others do that as well. But we'll be getting into a lot of stuff, having a lot of discussion during the challenges as well. But let me go back to this question that I saw here. Yeah, I moved. So why Panama? So do a lot of traveling. I'm starting to do a lot more now. I was on standstill for a few years, but been doing a lot of traveling. When I was in college, I actually studied abroad in Costa Rica. So I was there about 5 months, and I always said, when I graduate, I'm coming back to Costa Rica. Never did. Left college, started working, got married, started a family, and it was just like kind of not a thing that I could do anymore. Since then, life has changed. Not married anymore. I don't have any kids or anything like that, and started dating this guy who lives in Panama, and so we're just here talking back and forth. He was traveling to come see me. I was traveling to go see him, and my lease was up. I was thinking about maybe moving to Houston, and I was having a conversation. I was just like, I don't know, like, what do I want to do? Because I could literally do, nothing is holding me here anymore. I could literally do whatever I want to do. And he was like, you should come live with me in Panama. And I was like, oh, okay. And people say stuff, so I was just like, oh, all right. And then like a couple of days passed, and he was like, no, like I was serious. Like, you should come move with me. Like, we're gonna do this. At some point, we're gonna have to be together. So you should come. And I was like, okay. So here I am in Panama City, Panama. But it's been amazing so far. The city itself is like, when I tell you, first off, being out the country in general, outside of the United States of America, I don't know if anybody else can relate to this, but it just always feels like a load off. It just feels like a breath of fresh air. Like, I can have all of the same stuff to do, all of the same things to get done, all of the same stressors, right? But being stressed in the US versus being stressed here is like easily 40% less, just because, like, and I don't know if it's the scenery, I don't know if it's the newness of the area, but it's just less stressful. Like the people in itself, they just live, they enjoy life. I'm right by water. I get to see water every single day. I'm a warm body person. Like, I love sun, I love beaches. I don't have to worry about being cold. I know in Atlanta right now, the temperature's dropping and changing. Well, I don't have to worry about that. It was hot yesterday, but I'd rather be hot than, in the cold. Let me see, I got a question. Okay, yeah, that ain't a question. But anybody else have any question, you guys can drop it in there. Hey, Quincy. It's been going well so far, though. really been enjoying myself, enjoying the culture. I'm definitely gonna have to get on my Spanish, like big time though, y'all. Like, oh, I'm so mad at myself. When I was in Costa Rica, like I feel like if I would have stayed like another month, like I would have like had it. Like I got to the point where I could understand like mostly everything. I was just finding the words to respond. Now coming here, I feel like I'm starting all the way over. But I guess anything that you don't practice, especially if there's literally years in between, you'll forget it. But getting back on that Spanish, of course, being immersed in the culture does help. I just have to make sure that I am not being intimidated and like finding the easy way and like putting it in the translator and showing it, but actually saying the words, listening to what the other person is saying and trying to respond, even if I do have like mistakes. So I'm doing better with that. Yeah, no, somebody's talking about come to England and they want a private response. No, sir. Like, but yeah, it's been really good. Let me see. If y'all are putting your questions in here, thank you very much. Put your, I don't know how you guys see it, but if you have a question, try to put it in the question box. If you can't find the question box, just go ahead and drop it, I guess. I'm trying to go down to make sure I'm not missing anything, but it's a little bit harder to see with the comments and then like the people joining in and everything. Yeah, so anybody who's in the US and you want to work together, like we definitely can still do that. I don't know the next time I'm going to be back in the United States yet, but I'm still like, what was happening all like last year and the beginning of this year is I was just traveling back and forth. I was traveling everywhere. So that's another reason why I went ahead and moved too, because I had this crazy expensive apartment in Atlanta and I'm like, I'm never here. Like I'm either in Panama or Houston or Tennessee or Michigan, you know what I mean? So I'm still traveling for work. All of my training is the same. I was full-time virtual training. So if you want to train with me, you absolutely still can do that. It's only an hour difference where I am on Central Time now. So it's an hour difference from Atlanta or Georgia people, but it's not that big of a time change. So I'm still doing all of my virtual training as normal. If you want that one-on-one touch, same thing with the flexibility training. If you need help with some flexibility, I can still do all of that. All of that is still in full effect. Same thing with the challenge, which I told you guys starts next Wednesday. All of that is still available. Nothing has changed. Just the place that I just lay my head is the only difference. So really, if I wouldn't have said nothing, y'all wouldn't know because I'm always jumping on a plane somewhere anyway. But yeah, especially if it is, I know what time or if I have a scheduled time that I'm going to be in a certain area, I'll definitely let you guys know. And make sure you guys are subscribed on my website, because what I'll do is when I get my updates of where I'll be or when I'll be in the United States, whether it's in Georgia or whether it's, in Houston or Tennessee or whatever, I'll make sure I let you guys know. So if you want to do some business together, if you have a project that you want to work on, or even if you're just like, hey girl, I need my stretch therapy, you guys will have those updates. And then you get some cool stuff too. So I've been working with Fitness Online University as well as Side Hustle Mentor, which is also one of the founders of Fitness Online University. But some big stuff is coming up, okay? So I'm gonna have some stuff that I'm gonna be sending to you guys, just femininity tips. Y'all, when I tell you, I don't know if we have any men who travel on this live right now, but the femininity thing is a real thing when you travel. Like, you see all of these like talks, or you see like podcast clips or different like people saying things about femininity and women in the United States and American women and all of that stuff. Y'all, it's kind of real. Like it's a thing. So it's really forcing me to walk into my even further and deeper into my femininity being here, because it's the norm. Like most of the women are very feminine women, and not even just with like interactions with men for the sake of like dating or things like that. It's just mannerisms, the energy around it. Sometimes it's just good to have good feminine energy around, if you're a man, or sometimes even if you're a woman too, especially if you are a more masculine woman, you might notice that you appreciate feminine energy around you. Is this your permanent stop? Yes. So as for right now, this is my permanent stop. So as of today, I feel like Panama is my forever. I can see myself building a life here, a family here. Of course, life is life. Tomorrow I may wake up and be like, you know what? I'm thinking Zimbabwe. But as for now, I am Panama's final. Panama is home. I don't have anything back in the U.S. anymore. I gave up my apartment, like I said. Of course, my parents are still in Georgia. My niece, I saw her on here a little while ago. My niece is still in Georgia, all of that. But the goal is to get them to come out. Sorry about that, y'all. But yeah, so this is as of today is permanent. I love Panama. Definitely want to travel some more, see the world some more. Like I said, I was on a little bit of a stop for a second, but the goal is to just live and travel. Like, you know, I might stay in another country for a couple months, but it is always coming back home to Panama. All of the events in the states that I normally go to, the plan is to be there unless I'm doing some work here. We have been, I don't even know how to word it. I have been tapping back into my acting. So we got a couple of gigs here that are coming up. Bravo just did one this morning, and I have the same one, but for a different character that I do tomorrow. So it's been a lot of dope things happening on this end. As long as it's not like a big project or something like that I'm working on, I'll definitely be it. Of course, Ebony Fit Weekend and all of those things like that. Thank you very much. I'm trying to make sure I'm not missing any questions, y'all. Yeah, I'm officially gone. I'm officially gone. I'll be back to visit, but I am out of here. So, and for those of you who don't know, before I left Atlanta, I was working at Change of Pace Chiropractic Center, and Dr. Pace is a awesome chiropractor. Shout out to him. Shout out to Jada for connecting me with that, with Dr. Pace, and I was working there. But the plan is when I am back in town, even if it's just a couple days or a day, I'm going to come back to see all of my old customers for the stretch therapy, get you guys together. Then in the meantime, if you're needing to be stretched and you don't have a trusted stretch therapist, feel free to send me somebody. If you're like, hey, check out this person, what do you think? I'll give you the feedback on them and say yay, nay. But I also do flexibility and stretch training virtually, okay? So obviously it's not the same thing as having you on the table and moving and navigating your body in that way. But we can still make sure that your body is limber, making sure that we're working on that mobility, especially if you're recovering from an injury or, you know, as we get older, stuff just don't move how it was moving. So that is an option for you as well. And the way you can do that is you can click the link in my bio, go to my website, or you can just pull it up on Google. It's www.kikiblack.com. And it's gonna make you set up your tentative first day of training, but it's for a month long of training. So all of my packages are monthly, and you can do, you know, option 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's based on the number of days a week. So I think the minimum days that you can train each week out of the month is 2 on there. And then what happens is you book your tentative start date. I give you a call based on the information you put in, and we just talk about what's your goals, whether it's to drop some weight, whether it's to gain weight, whether it's flexibility or a mix of the two. And then from there, we set up your actual schedule. If you have one of those schedules that is kind of like mine, it's never the same, that's okay. From week to week, we can assess our schedule for that week, okay? So that first day that it makes you schedule is just a tentative start date. Let me put a question here. Sir, I'm about to remove you off of this live because you get on my nerves. But yeah, so this feminine and fit journey is truly dear to my heart because, like I said before, you know, stepping out of a situation, it kind of forces you to do some self-evaluation and realize your priorities, who you are, right? So that's always the thing is, who am I? Who am I in this world? What are the things that's important to me? And how can I get ahead, right? And truly working on, let me see. That's scary. Okay, I'm about to go back to the, hey, mommy. Is that my mommy? But working on femininity, so when we think about femininity, we always think like dresses and being cute, right? But your femininity actually affects the way you navigate through the world, right? It can be the difference between you getting something in a business deal or not. I always say feminine, fit, and friendly because nobody wants a baddie with a bad attitude. Just being a part of the fitness industry, like I'm sure, no shade to anybody, but I'm sure some of us has ran into people where their body looks great, they look great, but it's just like they walk in the room and it's like, no, you know what I mean? That femininity and that friendliness, it really makes a difference. People ask me all the time, even specifically with Ebony Fit Weekend, like, how did you get on here? Like, you're always teaching your classes on Ebony Fit. If you ask me how I would say, is being feminine, fit, and friendly. And let me elaborate on that. It's not that, I work really hard on my class and I take pride in what I do. Consistent with it for a long time. It's not like I just decided one day, I just want to do this trap yoga class and then it just hit. So keep in mind there is work and consistency that took time to develop to get to that place. But when I show up, what am I doing? I'm showing up early. I'm showing up. I'm making sure that my energy is good because femininity can also be an energy type thing. My energy is good not only for the people that I'm working with, but it's good for the people who are also in my space, whether it's a vendor, whether I talk to you or not. I'm smiling, talking to the DJ ahead of time before the music goes on, before anything even started. My class is usually the first one there, so I'm like, okay, let me go ahead and set up. I always bring my mic with me just in case something goes wrong. A mic goes missing, the gym doesn't have one. Ashley and Greg leave them in the car. Whatever it is, I'm always prepared, right? And then when I'm starting my class, my job is to control the energy of the room and to make it positive energy. I'm a woman. I walk very much so in my femininity, so it's a feminine vibe there, right? And that is good for the men in the class because, especially if you're a masculine man, you crave the feminine energy whether you know it or not. And then being another woman, if you have that, you can have that feminine energy reciprocated to you in a positive way that isn't like sizing you up or anything, but one that's making you feel comfortable and loving and welcome into the environment, not just my class, but the entire event, right? It makes a difference. So in this challenge, we get into a lot of that, and we even talk about, we even go into details about how that can work in the workplace. You know what I mean? Everybody likes to call themselves boss babes. So how can your femininity help you on that end where you're signing a contract or whether you have, employees or something under you? We talk about all of that. Going back to this question here, I answered this in the beginning, but I think, there's another one. Yeah, so I did answer it in the beginning, but I'm going to go back and answer it again. So the move, I had been visiting Panama off and on. Well, not off and on. I had been visiting Panama a few times, visiting the guy that I was dating. My lease was up. I was going to move. I didn't know where I wanted to move, but I felt like it was time for a change. I was thinking about moving to Houston for a second, and I was just kind of going back and forth. I'm like, okay, where do I want to go? When I was in college, I studied abroad in Costa Rica, so that was one of my options. I always said when I graduated that I was going to go back and live there. Obviously, that didn't happen, but I felt like, I'm young, I don't have any kids, not married, I can do what I want to do. So I literally was just trying to say, okay, I'm at a point in my life where I need to live it, right? I had been living it for other people so long and doing what other people wanted me to do, just trying to be a good person. Like, I've always been one of those people that it's like, I just want to be a good person, but it's like, who decides what a good person is, right? So I'm like, this is time for me. What do I want to do? Started dating this guy. He was living in Panama, and I was talking to him about the options and what I was thinking about as far as moving, and he was like, come here with me. And I was like, oh, okay, because people say stuff, and then they're like, dang, I didn't mean to say that. So a couple of days, I'm still going back and forth, and he was like, no, like, I want you to come move with me. Like, I really want to make this work with you, and I know it's only so long that we're going to be able to do this long distance thing and actually have a functional, healthy relationship, and I want you to come. And so I thought about it and asked myself some questions. I'm like, would I want to move to Panama? Like, I love Panama. Would I want to move to Panama? And I'm like, okay, if he wasn't there, would this be a place that I wanted to go? And I was like, absolutely. And I'm like, I love Panama. If he wasn't there, I would definitely want to do it. That would be something that I would be like, oh, I should do that. Would I do it or not? Who knows? And it's a person that I love and I care about, and they're telling me, come take this ride with me. So I'm on the ride, all right? Life is life. Who knows what will happen next? But I'm happy. I'm enjoying life, and I'm allowing myself to very much so do that, right? It's good. While it's good, I'm enjoying the goodness of it. If anything changes, then I'll adjust then. But for right now, I'm just enjoying life. Like I said before, so far it's been amazing. Definitely missing home a little bit though. It's so weird though, because even when I went away to college, I'm like, I didn't feel like I didn't miss home like that. But I guess it's always knowing that you're returning. But I miss my parents, I miss my mom, I miss my dad, I miss my dog. I didn't realize that I had made a routine of going to see my parents. Like, I saw my parents at least like once or twice a week, at least, right? And when I say see them, it's not like FaceTime or whatever. Like, I was spending time with them. And my mom, it was more like 3-4 times a week. And so like having that be so intense, like I didn't realize how tight me and mom were, but me and mom were like, yo, my mommy is my homie. I hope she's still on here. But I'm just like, dang, like I was on the phone the other day. I was like, I don't want to go home, but I like so wish that, like, today is Saturday. I wish that I could just go to Clove, or Clove is like the hangout spot for the family. I wish I could like go to Clove, hang out there for the night, and then come back here later on tonight. Now, obviously, this is a 4, almost 5-hour flight. So being realistic, like that can't really happen. But I definitely miss them, and I know when I see them again, it's gonna be so good. And I love my dog too. But my mom's been taking care of my dog. One of my homegirls, Ty, she has been co-parenting with my mommy. Well, my dad say he's not watching the dog, even though I know he's probably been helping mom out or whatever. But I definitely miss my family, and I had a not going away party, I call it, before I left, and I had some family and friends show up for me, and you're like, oh, I think I'm getting emotional. Dang. Eee, that's crazy. So I had a not going away party before I left because I was really low key about it. I didn't tell a lot of people. The people that were like immediate family or like immediate friends knew, but I didn't tell everybody. And so I kind of just put it out there. I just kind of like told people like, hey, what are you doing this Saturday? Like, come by. You know, some people found out that day, and then some people already knew. But my support system is insane. When I tell you it's insane, my support system is insane. Like, my parents, my family, my uncles and aunties, some blood, some not even real blood aunties and uncles, my FOU family, you know, CJ pulled up, Cole pulled up, Cole and her husband pulled up actually. It's just, man, like I felt so much love. My niece's mom was there. Even Bravo's brothers came out, you know, because well, 2 of them live in Atlanta. It just was so much love and support, and like it was just good vibes. So I might put some of that on my story later. I said I was gonna make like a reel or something, but I always get distracted because I'm like looking at it and like, oh my gosh. But I didn't realize how much love that I had there, how much support I had there until I left. So I'm grateful for that. But yeah, so also, if you guys aren't subscribed to my channel or whatever it is, if you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe. So my subscribers knew about my move before you guys did, because you know you gotta keep something exclusive. But I will continue to share my journey with you guys because this is something new for me. Like, it's freaking great today. It was great yesterday, and they did. So Monday will be 3 weeks here. It's amazing, but you know, it's a lot. I don't know. I guess I'm so like impulsive, and once I make a decision, I'm like, okay, yeah, whatever. And then I was like, oh wait, I live here. Like there isn't an end date. I don't go back home. Like this is my home. And you know, we're just kind of like living on the edge. We have an Airbnb right now that we're renting for the month. We have another spot that we're renting for next month just to see different parts of the culture. So right now we are like immersed in the culture of Panama. I love this place right now. First off, we have the little balcony area that I love. But so last night, right, cooking dinner, and I keep hearing this sound. I have some music going. I'm like dancing and cooking. I keep hearing something. So I turn it down. Turns out, okay, there's a random dude playing the saxophone outside of where we're staying. So what do? We grab some drinks and we go sit on the balcony and we listen to this guy play the saxophone. And it's something like out of some like romantic movie, right? And I'm like, oh my God, this is my life. This is so cool. But I'm like, and it was facing us too. So Panama City, they do, it gives you like a Miami vibe, but culture. And a lot of the restaurants are like outside, or they'll have inside part. And then they'll have like, you know, the chairs and stuff set out on the outside too. Right now where we are is Casco Viejo. It's more cultured, so I don't know if you guys have been keeping up with my story, or if you've subscribed, then you've seen a lot more. You know, it's been like casual parade that came through here, and we just like looking over the thing like, oh my gosh, there's a parade. And then the next day is the saxophone is out there. We're like, oh my gosh, it's the saxophone. And then the next day it's like a protest. There was a protest out there. And then there was also a race, like, you know how they do the Peachtree Road Race in Atlanta? There's like a race out here. So it's just so much going on, and it's dope to be immersed in the culture. I think we're gonna stay, we haven't finalized it, but I think we're gonna stay in the culture for one more month, and then we're gonna go to the La Bougie area for a second and just kind of bounce around. And then we may go to like the mountains area too. So I don't know, I'm loving it. I love being so close to the water, and being able to see water and palm trees every day. It's different. I feel like I'm living a movie. It doesn't really feel like my life. I'm like, yo, wait, this is real. So, wait, sorry, my bad. Let me see. So if y'all know how to, thank you, Tavia. If y'all know how to do the question thing, I'm still trying to figure it out. You can put your questions there. If not, I'm gonna try to scroll and answer some of y'all questions. Yeah, this is weird. Okay, you about to get blocked out of here, sir. Boop, kick you out. Boom. Just like that. All right. I don't know why people be just doing weird stuff. Yeah, it's your boy. But let me see. That's how I am with my parents. And I don't know. I miss them so much. And some days I wish I could just hug my mommy. You know, like if I'm honest, I just wish I could just give her a hug. Oh my God, I'm getting emotional again. Ah! But you know, give her a hug and then come back to Panama because I don't want to go home. He's I'm always at my parents' house. I still live with them. That's okay. Save that money, honey. If I would have realized that life was life, I probably would have stayed a little bit longer. Let's see. And let me know if you guys have any questions too. I'm trying to make sure I'm scrolling down so that I can get it and I'm not skipping over you guys. But yeah, so I'm excited to share my journey with you guys. I was talking to Bravo for a minute about it and how much I wanted to share and how transparent I wanted to be. But I am blessed, especially for those of you who've been keeping up with me for years. You guys know the whole story. You know, maybe not the whole story, but you guys know a lot. So to have the opportunity to be able to just live a life that I desire, you know what I mean? Like everything isn't perfect, but it's good. Like it's is so good. You know what I mean? Like, I am enjoying myself. I had matter of fact, shout out to Mutant Tattoos. He's done pretty much everything on my body. But shout out to Mutant Tattoos because a few years back, I was in corporate life. I was in the corporate industry. You know, I always had a passion for dance and movement and fitness. And I was trying to take the leap, but I was still kind of like having friction or whatever. And he told me, he was like, you know what? People can say what they want to say about me. I do my tattoos. He was like, but every single day is a Friday. He's like, every day feels like a Friday for me because I'm doing what I love. And he always said that to me every time I see him. He's like, every day is a Friday. Every day is a Friday. And every day is a Friday for me. Like, every day is a Friday. I love what I do. I train my clients in the morning. I get them hyped, make sure that they're working on their bodies, being the best them that they can be. You know, we sometimes talk about different things because, again, it's that femininity aspect with a lot of my female clients, but also with the guys too. You know, sometimes we have conversations, getting that mental, mind, body, spirit together. I always call myself a healer, and so I like to pour into people and add into people's lives outside of just exercising, but just holistically. I wake up, I train my people. Come in here, I make sure, you know, Mike is good, breakfast, all of that stuff. We go work out in the gym, and I literally, walking to the gym, I like pass water and palm trees. And so it's like every day is a Friday now, but I am being intentional. Okay, I got the every day is a Friday part. I want every day to feel like a vacation, all right? I have achieved the having every day be a Friday. I'm working on having every day feel like a vacation, living a life that I love so much, that I appreciate so much, that I'm grateful for so much, to the point that I don't need an escape away from it, right? We still have those things. That's life, you know, that come to challenge us. You know, people will die, people will get sick, people will make you mad, people will, you'll go through things, you know, there'll be heartache, there'll be excitement. All of those things are things of life. But it just makes the movie better, right? It just makes the movie better. And I had a conversation with them during the last Feminine and Fit Challenge, and we talked about this. It's about just releasing your need to control everything, right? Because sometimes we're so caught up into trying to control everything and being like, well, no, I don't want this to happen, so let me move this way, or let me do this, or let me not do that, that we forget to enjoy the process. And it's like, regardless of how much control you try to have over something, life is still going to be life. There's still going to be things that work out. There's still going to be things that don't. So you do what you want to do. You make sure that you're doing right by other people. You do your best at whatever it is you decide that you want to do. And you just live. Like me, tapping into that femininity and going into the part where you just live life and enjoy the process. If I had not reached that mentally, I wouldn't be here. I would still be at home with that expensive apartment for no reason now. Expensive for no reason. And I would just be doing my day to day. Would I be miserable? No, I wasn't miserable. But would I be living the life that I am right now? No. Would I have gotten the opportunity, and it might sound small to you guys, but it's a big deal to me, right? I would have never got the opportunity to just casually have somebody playing the saxophone outside of my apartment, and just going and sitting on the balcony, like, with a glass of wine. It wasn't wine, it was abuelo. That's the thing in Panama. With my abuelo, like, with the person that I care about and that I love, and just have that moment, like, that's some movie-ish, man. Like, it's like something out of a movie, but it's my life. And it took me getting to the point of being okay with living and embracing the challenges, but loving the good parts and allowing myself to experience the good parts, to experience the joy, to experience the happiness, to experience the uncertainty of it all, you know, and just go with it and say, hey, I decided to do this, and I'm going to make the best of it. And if I decide that it's something that I want to change, then I'll assess that situation then, all right? But I'm going to jump off of here unless somebody else has. Okay, gratitude. Yes, thank you so much. Gratitude, beautiful. Sending love and light. Keep going. Goddess energy. Thank you so much. If anybody has any more questions for me, I'll give you guys a couple more minutes to ask, whether it's about, my move to Panama, living here, how it is, whether it's about the feminine and fit movement, whether it's about the challenge, which starts next Wednesday. You guys can click the link in my bio to register for that. Whether it's about femininity here. So some people are going to be mad at me for saying this. They're going to be mad at me for saying this. But like I said, these men that's talking about moving out the country and finding women out the country, and as much as I wanted to toot up my face and have an attitude and roll my eyes at that, I get it. After being here, I get it. And it's simple, right? It's so simple. It's all about peace, right? The world is going to be crazy anyway. But to be in a place where you can have peace, where if you connect with somebody, if you choose to connect with somebody, have a relationship with somebody, whether it's a friendship, relationship, family, whatever it is, to have peace in those relationships. It doesn't mean that everything is going to be perfect, but to just have peace and enjoyment of life, even when everything isn't perfect. So yeah. Any more questions? Going once, going twice. I'm about to log off. Like I said, the Feminine and Fit 30-Day Challenge starts next Wednesday. Guys, get signed up. You do not want to miss it. For the fellas on here, sign up your lady. I promise you. You are going to come back and you're going to hit my DM and you're going to be like, I signed my girl up or I signed my wife up. And I wanted to thank you so much because I had no idea. Talk to some women that have done the challenge before. It's not jumping jack exercise thing. You're gonna have your full exercises, your assignments, your stretching and everything for the week, but it is literally a mind, body, and spirit type thing, right? We have those hard conversations. We talk about things that people may not want to talk about, but it's in a safe area with like-minded women, right? So things like marketplace value. Where am I on the dating scene? Where do I fall? We all want to believe that we're 10s and we're hot stuff. The reality is no, we're not. But having those hard conversations and saying, why? Okay, if I'm not a 10, why am I not a 10? And if I'm not a 10, how can I get my numbers higher so that if you are a person that is desiring to be with a partner, I make myself higher on the list, right? Am I self-sabotaging? We talk about things like that. We talk about emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence when it comes to our relationships with our family, friends, romantic relationships, as well as in the workplace. How can we maximize the relationships, if you want to be technical, for our benefit? How can we make sure that we are giving what we need to give in these relationships? Again, it's been a whole big thing on social media now. Everybody says it's a man-woman battle or fight. I don't believe that. I think it's a bunch of people that have emotions flowing, but they don't have access to the information to really make the right decisions or to speak on certain topics. Y'all, I've done the research. I continue to do the research. I will never stop doing the research. And I've taken another step to remove myself out of, I was about to say Estados Unidos, but I forgot. The United States or Estados Unidos, and I've put myself in a feminine country, right? Where all of the women, so where I might have been feminine in the US, it's the next level now. It's forcing me to learn based off of what I'm reading, what I'm watching, what I'm pouring into my mind, body, and spirit, but also allowing me to dive deep into the culture, of course the culture of Panama, but the culture of femininity, of being feminine and fit, with people who take care of themselves, where it's not, I gotta go to the gym. It's the normal. Like I tell people all the time, I'm like, Panama is awesome, but you gotta be a strong woman to come here. Yeah. If you want to be, it's some competition here. These women is fine. Do you hear me? I'm talking people, grandmas, walking around with dump trucks and fit legs and snatch bodies. You're like, oh no, ain't no way that lady in her 60s. Yes, she is. So it encourages you to do more and to pour back into yourself. In the States, it's like, she has this Louis bag, this, that, she got the lashes popping or the hair. They thrive here in Panama on natural beauty. So it's taking care of your skin, taking care of your hair, your personality, the way you interact with people, the energy that you bring. Now, nobody says, oh, my energy is what makes me feminine here, but it's a difference. Like, it's not just something somebody talks about. When you travel and you put yourself in another situation and you're open to what's happening, like the femininity from these women here, like it hits just the energy. And it's crazy because I said this to Bravo too. I'm just like, it almost feels like it's easier to make friends here. Like, even with the language barrier, like I have so many girlfriends and we like sitting there on the phone, like trying to understand what each other's saying. It's just because that feminine energy, right? That being approachable, that softness. And when the energy matches, when I'm, hola, that might be the only thing that they understand the whole night, but the energy matches. And so we can vibe even with the language barrier because that femininity is there. And I think a lot of times people just think it's just with relationships or getting a man or whatever, which that too, especially if you're a single woman and you desire to be in a relationship with someone, like something you might want to look at, you know what I mean? Or even to be married, even if you got somebody that you're dating already and you're not married yet, but you desire to be, it's something worth looking at. But just in interactions in life, like when I tell you, it hits so different. And I'm blessed to have the opportunity, of course, to be here with somebody that I love dearly, right? To have the experience of living abroad, but also to be like immersed in this feminine culture, which is teaching me so much about myself, but also about the interactions that I have had and the interactions that I will have. We just landed this commercial. I believe, if you ask me, I believe part of the reason why I landed this commercial is because I am a feminine, fit, and friendly woman. Now, the character that I play is not a feminine woman. You know what I mean? It's a working woman, a strong, independent woman. But being able to go in there, even with the language barrier, and speak, hey, friendly, approachable, soft, still able to say what I need to say, get done what I need to do, still being able to handle the job, right? I'm still able to do the job. My femininity doesn't take away from me, it adds to me, but understanding that and how to work it. These people, I went in this audition and they had me doing all of this stuff. And then at the end, they're like, okay, tell me a little bit about yourself. So I used to work in HR. So my mind is like, okay, tell me about yourself as it relates to what we're about to do or what we are casting for, right? Also, shout out to FOU. They do an awesome job at helping people be prepared to say who they are, what they do in 30 seconds or less, right? So switch mine up a little bit for the setting, right? And I go through and I'm like, hey, it's Kiki Black, da-da-da-da. And I'm like looking at them, talking. After it, they look at each other and they're like, awesome, like, we love her. And I was just like, oh my God, like, did I just get a clap for I'm just like, oh, okay. It's the energy, right? It's not putting on a dress and some lipstick and calling yourself a boss bitch. That's not what femininity is. It's about your energy. But in order to change and alter your energy, first thing, you have to be aware of it. Second thing, you have to be, in order to be aware of it, you have to be opening to hearing things that you might not like, right? Because just because you don't like it doesn't mean it's not a factual thing. Somebody might come to you and be like, you are a masculine woman. You are basically a dude. You might not want to hear that. It might ruffle your feathers. It makes you feel some kind of way. It might be like, hey, that last relationship, that one that you keep saying did you wrong, they didn't do you wrong. It was you the whole time. Ooh, man, that hurts. But it doesn't make it not true. So being open to hearing the things that might not be what we like, right? And then taking the time to self-analyze and see how can I be better for my desired outcome, right? If your desired outcome is to be happier in life, to have better interactions with people, guess what does that? Femininity. For a woman, femininity. Being a feminine woman, like better interactions. If I go somewhere and I got an attitude and I'm like, the energy that I might feel towards whatever, I might be peeping that, oh, they hate and they talking junk or whatever. Who cares? Bring the positive energy anyway. And so, like, Y'all, I'm excited. I know I just kind of went on a tangent. I said I was about to go. But I'm excited about this next Feminine and Fit Challenge because now I'm immersed in the culture. So not only is the content from it upgraded because there's water and palm trees in the background opposed to just the gym, but it's allowed me to do, my life is studying this thing now, right? My day-to-day interactions with people is studying femininity, learning about myself, learning the fact that I can make connections with as many women as I did in these last not even 3 weeks is crazy to me. But if I were a less feminine woman, if I wasn't as friendly, those interactions wouldn't happen, right? Now it's forcing me to get out of my shell because it's like, do you want to be in here? And the only person that you know is, you know what I mean? So it's almost forcing it, but I'm enjoying the process and I'm learning so much, and I'm so excited to share with you guys what I've been studying, but also what I'm living, y'all. What I'm living. I hear so many people talk about fake people and I ain't gonna be fake and I ain't gonna do this. Just be a good person. Nobody's telling you to be fake. Who cares if they don't like you? Who cares if they've been talking about you? Just speak. Be a good person. Be a feminine woman. Walk in the room. Speak when you walk in there. Smile. Even if you don't speak, smile. Definitely don't go in with attitude. So, anyway, that's my rant. I'm for real this time. I'll do one last check to see if there's any more questions. I'll give y'all another 2 minutes, and then I'm going to go ahead and log off because I gotta make sure my man got some food when he get home. Say what you may, but me being a feminine woman, I'm gonna make sure he good. Then what y'all gotta say about that, huh? All right, y'all. So what's this? I missed it. It's okay. I'll save. I talked about a whole lot of stuff, and so I'll save the live and I'll put it up. We got a little juice in here, a little juice. Thank you. Yeah. So if you guys want to stay updated with what's happening, I'm going to be sharing a little bit here and there. I have started a YouTube channel. I'm going to upload my YouTube link. I haven't really got it set up yet, but I've been recording everything. And then of course, if you're subscribed to my page right now, so there's a regular follow and then there's a subscribe. If you subscribe, you'll kind of have more insight to what's happening in my life. So my subscribers knew I was moving before y'all did. They knew I was moving before even some of my family did. So I'll just kind of keep you guys in the loop. I shared on my story earlier today. We both landed this commercial. He went in for his today, and I will be doing my commercial in Panama tomorrow. Be shooting for it. So keep up with that. My subscribers, y'all have that info. And then definitely get registered for the Feminine and Fit Challenge. We're going to get into some stuff. It's going to make you think. It's going to force you to do the work to be a better version of you. I'm a strong believer that it's mind, body, and spirit. One doesn't truly exist without the other. Or if it does, it'll be temporary. That's how you see these people that they drop some weight and then 2 months later they fat again. You're like, oh, wait, you messed it up. You look great. Why would you do that? It has to be mind, body, spirit. And it's a continuous process. Like, y'all have seen my before and afters and you're like, oh, no way that shoot. Yeah, it was. But when that mental shifts, even, you're like, oh, it's happy weight. But is it? Is it? Is it? Get on it. But we're going to get into it, guys. Talk to you guys later. Thanks for hanging out with me, and peace out until next time. Love you guys. Bye.